green and white helicopter sits on the south lawn of the White House. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than an ordinary VIP helicopter. Seconds later, the President of the United States boards the helicopter. The rotors begin spinning, and within moments, it disappears into the sky. But what if every single flight involves hundreds of personnel, multiple contingency plans, and layers of security that remain hidden from the public? Today, we'll uncover 10 fascinating facts about Marine One, which are verified, which are only speculation, and why it is considered one of the world's most secure aircraft. Those mysteries begin to unfold now, and it all starts with its name. But the history of this call sign began after a dramatic incident, and that's where an even bigger story begins. In other words, when the president is not on board, the very same helicopter is no longer called Marine One. Its identity depends on the president's presence, not on the aircraft itself. Whenever the President of the United States travels aboard a helicopter operated by the U.S. Marine Corps, that aircraft's radio call sign becomes Marine One. Verified fact: Marine One is not the name of a helicopter model. It is a radio call sign. Many people believe Marine One is the name of a specific helicopter, but the reality is completely different. The second fact is hidden in the origin story of Marine One. Its history began after an unexpected incident. Verified fact: in 1957, a potentially confusing situation highlighted the need for a separate air traffic call sign system. After that, whenever the president traveled aboard a U.S. Marine Corps helicopter, the call sign Marine One came into use. From that moment on, it became more than just a means of transportation. It became one of the most important symbols of presidential air travel. Over the decades, technology evolved, security improved, and even the helicopter models changed. But one thing never changed. Whenever Marine One takes to the skies, it carries more than a passenger. It carries one of the world's most important political responsibilities. But its most remarkable story isn't its history. It's the extraordinary security planning behind it. The third fact sparks the most curiosity: security. Many people assume that only one Marine One is in the sky when the president is aboard. Verified fact: during presidential helicopter travel, multiple support helicopters and coordinated security measures may be used for protection. However, the exact number, formation, and operational tactics are not publicly disclosed. That's why, for anyone observing from a distance, it's nearly impossible to know which helicopter actually carries the president. This secrecy is no coincidence. It's part of a security doctrine refined over decades, with one purpose: to provide the president with the highest level of protection. But even this level of security isn't the whole story, because Marine One contains features that most people never get to see. The fourth fact lies inside Marine One. From the outside, it looks like an ordinary VIP helicopter, but inside, it's an entirely different world. Its cabin is specially configured to meet the president's needs. Verified fact: it includes secure communications, a workspace for presidential duties, and other facilities needed for official responsibilities. However, the full technical details are not publicly disclosed for security reasons. In other words, it's more than transportation. While airborne, the president can continue making important decisions, communicate with officials, and carry out official duties. But even more remarkable than the technology inside is the enormous preparation required to keep this helicopter mission ready. Most of it remains completely unseen. The fifth fact may be the most astonishing of all. Marine One never travels alone. Even a brief presidential trip begins with extensive preparation. Flight routes, landing zones, contingency plans, and security coordination are arranged well in advance. Verified fact: during presidential travel, the United States Secret Service, the United States Marine Corps, and other government agencies work together. Most operational procedures remain undisclosed for security reasons. The landing site is inspected beforehand. Communication systems, security perimeters, and emergency contingency plans are prepared in advance. To the public, it's just a few minutes in the air. In reality, those minutes depend on a massive coordinated team whose names rarely make the headlines. Perhaps that's why Marine One is more than a helicopter. It's a moving security system. Yet the most fascinating part is still ahead, because some of its most intriguing features continue to fuel public curiosity. The sixth fact revolves around Marine One's technological secrecy. Many people wonder what kinds of defensive systems this helicopter actually carries. Verified fact: the U.S. government does not publicly disclose many technical features and defensive capabilities related to presidential security. This is a deliberate security policy. Publicly available information indicates that it incorporates advanced communication systems and multiple protective technologies to help ensure the president's safe travel. Exactly which technologies are used, how they operate, or what procedures are followed during emergencies remain intentionally undisclosed by government agencies. And that silence is what transforms Marine One from a helicopter into a moving mystery. Yet the next fact is even more astonishing. The seventh fact takes us into Marine One's evolution and future. For decades, the presidential fleet relied on the Sikorsky VH-3D Sea King and the VH-60N White Hawk helicopters. But over time, these helicopters required modernization. Verified fact: that is why the VH-92A Patriot was selected as the next-generation presidential helicopter. It is based on the Sikorsky S-92 platform and is gradually replacing the older fleet. But the new model isn't just about speed. Its purpose is greater reliability, modern communications, and safer presidential transportation. Many security-related capabilities remain undisclosed. In other words, Marine One is not the story of a single helicopter. It's the story of a system that continuously evolves with time. Yet even with new technology, one question remains: how much of the legend surrounding Marine One is true, and how much is myth? That's the focus of the next chapter. The eighth fact is the most controversial: the many claims surrounding Marine One. The internet is filled with stories, but not all of them are supported by evidence. Online claims often suggest that the helicopter can evade missiles, survive a nuclear blast, or carry secret technologies unmatched anywhere else. Verified fact: no official evidence or verified documents support these claims. Since the U.S. government does not publicly disclose Marine One's full defensive capabilities, the claims can neither be confirmed nor completely dismissed. Evidence: publicly available information shows that the helicopter is specially prepared with the president's safety as the highest priority. Speculation: beyond the publicly known facts, most extraordinary stories are based on speculation, online discussions, or media rumors, not established evidence. Perhaps Marine One's greatest mystery isn't its technology, but how little we truly know about it. And that mystery leads us into the final two facts, where the biggest question still remains unanswered. The ninth fact isn't about technology or weapons. It's about secrecy itself. Much of what is known about Marine One remains classified or undisclosed for security reasons. Those information gaps are often filled with rumors, speculation, and conspiracy theories. This is the greatest contradiction. Everyone sees Marine One, yet almost no one truly knows the full extent of its real capabilities. And it is precisely this limited information that makes the mystery even deeper. So the question remains, is Marine One truly the safest helicopter in the world? Or are we seeing only a small part of the story? The answer awaits in the final chapter. So what truly makes Marine One so special? The answer isn't just its technology, it's the mission it serves. Verified fact: Marine One is not the name of a specific helicopter. It is the call sign used when the U.S. President is aboard a U.S. Marine Corps-operated helicopter. Every mission is supported by multiple layers of coordinated security. Only a limited amount of information about its advanced technology and defensive capabilities has been officially released. Where no official information exists, no definitive conclusions can be made. That's why facts and legends continue to coexist around Marine One. But there is one thing beyond doubt. It is more than a helicopter carrying a head of state. It represents the union of technology, security, military coordination, and the continuity of government. And perhaps that's why Marine One's greatest mystery isn't its unknown technology, but the invisible security system that quietly protects it beyond public view. The story of Marine One is far more than the story of a presidential helicopter. Every flight represents a complex system powered by technology, planning, security, and the coordinated efforts of countless people. We know only part of the story. Many details remain undisclosed for security reasons. Perhaps that secrecy is what makes Marine One one of the world's most mysterious government aircraft. What do you think? Which Marine One fact surprised you the most? And is there a mystery that may never be revealed to the public? Share your thoughts in the comments. Because history doesn't always reveal every answer. Some truths remain hidden for security, while other mysteries grow deeper with time. And those are the untold stories we continue to uncover on 10 Unveiled.